Mhm. Just going live here. Just getting set up. All right. Michael J. Fit, what the heck are you doing? Hello, hello. I hope you are well. I am grounding myself. I am removing any anxiety. I am removing any frustration, any negative emotions that I do not want just by doing that. And we will get into more of exactly how that works. And that is what our live is about today. Welcome on in. I am Coach Michael J. Fitz. Whether you are here for some education, whether you are the betrayed, whether you are the unfaithful, this one is for you, no matter what it is, because all of us, this is about learning to regain control of our thoughts and our emotions. I mean, even if we're not recovering from infidelity, right? In life in general, learning to gain control of our thoughts and our emotions, especially when you are quick to anger, when you are quick to overwhelm and anxiety. And when you become sad, you get really sad and you stay sad. And sometimes you even get sad and you don't know why you're sad. You're just like, I'm feeling sad and I don't know why. Well, a lot of it has to do with your nervous system. It's not like you're trying to feel that way. When we're going through a recovery process, such as rebuilding the trust and learning to heal and feel safe once again when we've been betrayed and we are so scared and uncertain about everything. That feeling, the littlest things can happen where all of a sudden we just feel out of control. We have no control of how we feel, and our mind starts going and our feeling starts going, right? And especially if you guys are in the recovery process, whether you're the betrayed or you're the unfaithful, I mean, your emotions are high, you're stressed, right? There's a lot of stressful days, and there's the good days and the bad days, right? Some days are good, right? But then when those bad days hit, right, and you both have triggers. The betrayed, yes, you have your triggers, but for you, the unfaithful, you also have your triggers too, right? When they ask you a question, or right, when you're being honest and they're asking you something, we're like, hey, I'm being honest here. And you start becoming nervous, and you start, and then maybe you become frustrated too, right? When communicating with your spouse. And so learning to regain control of your thoughts and your emotions is half the battle. That is half the battle right there. Because even when you know how to properly communicate, when you become that upset, everything goes out the window. All of the techniques and everything, it all goes out the window. Mike Tyson used to say the game plan changes once you get punched in the face. Right. So all of the tools that we have can go out the window, but the tool that we do have is gaining control. We're just talking to Shorts Live. Huh. Not sure what that is referring to. The question in here, are you cross streaming or just talking to nobody on YouTube Shorts Live? Yeah, I'm cross streaming. So if nobody's on the YouTube Shorts, and it's just you in there, then that's just you. But yeah, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I believe TikTok right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's get right back into it. It's very important to, especially when you're trying to stabilize, because when it comes to rebuilding trust, stability is very important on both sides, the unfaithful and the betrayed. For the betrayed, you yourself are trying to trust or wanting to trust. You're wanting to, but a big challenge is trusting yourself. It's not so easy to trust yourself when your brain is just going with those thoughts and those the thinking, and your partner could not even do anything. It could just be suddenly I didn't feeling that way. And so, especially when you were learning to become safe again and trying to be safe and trying to trust, but your body is doing otherwise. And that is your nervous system. That is not something that you particularly have control of at that point. Yes, you can do something about it, which is why we're here. This is what we're learning to do. is do something about the panic, the overwhelm, the intrusive thoughts, the overthinking, the panicking, the worrying, all of it. And especially for you, the unfaithful too. That's what leads to lying, right? It is one nerve that connects from your brain to the rest of your body, your vagus nerve. And it causes you to shut down. It causes you to become very overwhelmed very quickly. You become emotionally distant. Sometimes you just go apathetic. You just feel nothing, right? And so your body's already programmed that way after you become betrayed, and your body is trying to protect itself. Now, what can we do to begin recovering? The first thing, one of the first things that is one of the best things, is stop what's preventing the recovery. Okay. So there's what your brain and body already know, and what you command, what you say, what you do repetitiously, that your body memorizes and further influences the pattern of the overthinking, of the overwhelm, of the sadness, of the anger. So when you get a tight chest, because your body holds on to trauma, your body holds on to relationship trauma. When you get a tight chest, and we are saying things like, I'm heartbroken, I'm devastated, I'm crushed, I'm shattered, my heart is shattered. That's what our body can and will begin to do, is develop a tight chest. When we say things like, I can't eat, I just don't have an appetite, I feel sick, right? Our stomach, we begin to feel those knots in our stomach. And though that may be true that we don't have the appetite, right? But when we further continue to say those things, our body takes those as commands as well, and will make sure that we have the feeling to not eat, even if that feeling doesn't feel good. Our body doesn't care. Okay. And so I'm going, and for the record, you guys can come in here and ask your questions. I'd love to answer them in here. Oh, uh Joe in here is saying, I need to figure out how to stop the, oh, everything's moving around here. I need to figure out how to stop the thoughts of her betrayal. How to figure out how to stop the thoughts of her betrayal. Okay, yes. I think about what I did wrong or what I should have done. I feel regret of not taking certain actions. I think about what I did wrong or what I should have done, and I feel regret of not taking certain actions. So use that, Joe. Use that to your advantage of everything you've done wrong, and figure out how to do it right, how you've done things before and how you are to do things now. Because those thoughts that you have are golden. That energy putting into those thoughts is golden. So put that same energy into the thoughts of what you are to do now and who you are to become now, because you cannot change the past, because you cannot be proud of what you've done. And maybe you can't be proud of yourself right now, but you will be when you begin doing what's right. And I'm not saying that you're not already, but if you are going to really become that person, it's going to take you changing. And a big part of changing, Joe, may be, and I'm just going to offer this, I don't know, but to stop beating yourself up so much, because even before this happened, maybe there was that already, right? And so that's what we do a lot of the times, is we start to blame ourselves and beat ourselves up, and that just is not going to help. And that's one of the things what we're just talking about, in trusting ourselves, in learning to regain control of our thoughts and our emotions, because those thoughts are going to continue to make us even more upset and give us even more reasons to leave and resent them, right? And so that's automatic at that point. Okay. It makes sense that you're not sure. Sharing creation says it makes sure that you're not sure about this person, because being in relationship is the commitment to one another that was severed with the betrayal, especially if you were trying so hard before you found out. Yeah. It feels so. I'm going to validate that. Yeah, that's why we feel devastated, because we plan so much in our mind, so much in our heart, so much hopes. We have our future, everything into everyone. We give our everything into this person, And then you give that to someone else who hasn't even been there for you, who hasn't done anything. Everything I've done for you, everything, all of those times I stuck by your, right? And so that's what happens. That, yeah. And so those are the thoughts that can continue to replay in our minds when we are trying to recover. Okay. And so, what is the solution to all of this? Right? The all because what we think is that what's going to overcome our overthinking is more thinking, right? And a lot of the time, too, when our body is in that state, we don't want to get up. We don't want to get out of bed. Our blanket feels like it's been soaking in water the whole night. And we just can't get up, can't move. So what do we do about it? Well, here's the secret, and here's what I know from experience. I used to be a very anxious, overthinking, quick to anger, and all this. And I'm not telling you that I'm here perfect now, that I'm just this calm Buddhist monk all of the time. No, I feel all the things you feel too. But over time of having a solid practice for you, yes, a solid practice. You already have a solid practice. You eat, you sleep, you get dressed, you shower, you brush your teeth, you go to the gym, you go to work, and we do this too. If you want to really regain control of your thoughts and your emotions for the purpose of getting your peace back, and finally starting to heal, finally starting to learn how to trust yourself and your partner again without all of these thoughts and feelings, we cannot think and act rationally when we are in those emotional and mental states. And so, bringing ourselves down with certain actions, the key to it is not more thinking. The key to it is breathe. I can do that for a long time, breathing. And the reason why I can do that for a long time is because my lungs are strong and long, right? I expand them every day. I meditate, do breath work every single day. If I'm feeling good or I'm feeling great, it doesn't matter. So let's start with one of the most basic and simple things you can do, even in those moments of panic, because I used to have those panic attacks too. And this is when I would do it. And you can do it even because you do it before the panic, you do it before the anxiety, because the best way to prevent it or the best way to control it is to prevent it. You practice, you become better at it. You practice before it happens. So then when it does happen, you are prepared for it. You're sharpening the sword, not preparing for the worst, but preparing for your best. Humming. What? Humming? Yes, I said humming. Hum, like, do that. Do that. I know it may seem ridiculous. You're like, Michael J. Fit, you're over here telling me to hum, and you're over here humming on your live. I'm out of here. Right? But do it and see how good you feel. For a long amount of time, until you just can't go anymore. Like everything, and keep on going. I feel good just doing that right now. Humming, yes. When you wake up, first thing you do in the morning, I'm gonna get ready for my day. Long, deep breath. Right there. Right there. And if you think, man, that just sounds so, now come on, man. The only one who's making fun of you is you. Okay? Those who do this, they get the results. And if you want the result, do it. The work's there for you to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. I know it's not easy, but that's why I'm here. This energy that I'm bringing to you, this is, I'm trying to give you some of my energy so you can do this. Huh? I'm showing up for you today. If you can't show up for you today, I'll show up for you today because it's us. We're in this together. Long, slow, deep breaths. As human beings, we breathe very shallow. Think about how shallow you're breathing right now. Think about how your lungs are going right now. I mean, unless you're like active or something, you know, there's not much going on. That's how, especially when we're mad or we're just angry or we're, there's no oxygen going in there. And why that's important is the more oxygen that you can put into your body, it spreads to all of the organs in your body. And you physiologically cannot continue to still be in that state, that mental or emotional state. Your body will not let you. If you are taking long, slow, controlled, deep breaths. Ah, it feels so good. I'm doing it right now. I don't know if you can notice. I'm doing it right now. And cold exposure. You may have already heard Michael J. Fit, you're going to tell me to take a cold shower. I already heard that. Okay. Hear me out. You ever taken a cold shower? Voluntarily? Okay. Your body goes into a state where it is almost like, hey, whatever you're worried about, I know we cannot worry about that right now. We need to survive, get oxygen in, we need to stabilize, and slowly your nervous system begins to reset the more oxygen you get in. When you are in that state, the cold exposure, look it up, it just has tremendous health benefits. But I did this, I do this. If you're like, I'm not jumping into a cold shower, what you can do is this, because here's what happens as well in those days and times where we stop doing those things that we used to do for dopamine before. And then all of a sudden we just start to feel, I'm not normal anymore. But because, well, obviously you're not getting the dopamine into your body anymore. You want dopamine, take a cold shower. All right? Take a cold shower and see how you feel after a cold shower. Right? It wakes you up. Not only that, you cannot still continue to panic when you are in that cold state. And if you are new to it, take a hot shower and at the very end, put the water down to cold and see what happens right after that. Those are the top three things that I have for you. And I know you're thinking, wait, well, what about all the philosophy and the psychology behind it all? A lot of the time, and yes, it does come to that. And we go, well, this has to happen and that has to happen. And all these things have to happen in order for me to find my peace. What I know from experience is that we do not find the peace out here when we are conditional of our peace out here. Then we're always depending on someone or something in order for us to be peaceful. Okay. I think Vow 5 says, try to go through the restoring our relationship. How do I control the over imagination of the detail of the sexual affair my husband did? And so this comes, and again, I'm going to tell you these answers, and you may not like them. But as a good friend of mine, a co host of mine, a cousin of mine, Sir Thomas Castro, licensed marriage family therapist, something along the lines of this may not be the answer you will like, but this is what will get you the results, or what is the best answer. Something along those lines. Um, Going back to your question, if you are having visual images and we are going, okay, how do I stop those visual images? By the way, I have a follow along video about of this that you can do. It's an exercise you can do, but it is in visualization. A lot of us go, how do I stop the overthinking? How do I stop visualizing this certain thing? Well, let's break that down to a simplification of simply learning to gain control of what you think or what you see. Not just how do I not see that specific thing or that those specific things? How do I just learn to gain control of what I see? And you do that by practicing what you want to see. Can you close your eyes and visualize a beautiful day unfolding before you? If you can stay focused long enough to picture yourself in whatever reality or whatever simulation you want to imagine, again, and I know exactly what this is. I've been in your shoes. An image comes in and right? You will learn to shift that image. You will learn to recreate that image again and again and again in those visualizations when you learn to redirect. And then when you do that, your brain will develop a different association with those images. And then it no longer wants to pop up those images because it sees that it does not have that much of an effect on you anymore, because it is not registering as important, because you do not have the same impact. I'm not mad. This is serious stuff. It works. Do it, please. I'm telling you, do what I got to do. What I got to do to get you guys to do this? I'll dance for you. I'm gonna get up and dance. What I got to do? I know, just because I know how powerful it is. Oh man, I've been in times of my life where I just wanted to just not be here anymore, but then also not take myself out and then beat myself up and calling myself a coward for not taking myself out, for not ending my existence here. Getting to that point in my life. Jennifer says, I'm still struggling after 3 years. And what I have to say is this. I will say to you is this. I'm ending the live soon here. I have a client coming up in about 13 minutes, and I'm going to set up and get ready for the session. But Jennifer chose to stay and work it out, but I am still crying every day. He's doing the work. It's me. Yep. And so what are you doing? He's doing the work. What work are you doing? And when I say that, it may feel like, what? Why do I have to do the work? You're the one that made the mess. You clean it up. You did this to me. You undo it. Right? And then we go, that's not fair. And it's not. But what is fair is this, that you can do something about it, that you do not have to depend on someone else or something else, is that you can do. And though we go, well, I want to be motivated enough to do the work, that is how we get the motivation, is when we do the work. Do the work and it feels good. Now you have to get up on the lives and do the work with you guys. I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know what you guys want. I'm here to find out what you guys want and give it to you, because I'm here to help. Okay? It's all very possible. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I thought it was just me. For me, it also has been a couple of years. I've been living life as I've lost reality of my life. I seem to be calm, but it's almost as if I've been walking dead. Unfortunately, my partner is not doing the work at all. He's very dismissive. Okay. And so, uh, life, lost life. Okay. So when you're lost in life, that can be one of the best ways to get to somewhere you've never been. Mic drop. Mic drop. Well, you get the point here. And I do mean that. Use it to your advantage. Unfortunately, my partner is not, okay, so breaking apart what we say can often reveal a lot about us and what to do. I've lost reality of life. So your reality now is not walking dead, it's running life, speaking life, feeling life. What will spark some life into you? When he does this, when he does that, what about you? What about the most loving, caring, supportive version of you? What does that you do for you? Do that. Do it. And it's not fair that he's not, doing the work. And you both will find your way, okay, of what is to, and that's a whole different topic right there. That's why I'm trying not to get into that, because that's not what we're about today. uh it is about what we can do regardless of the situation, regardless of it all. Fear, sadness, and anger are the top three automatic negative emotional reactions, and we do have a primary one. More than likely, when something happens, most of the time we become frustrated or angry, become worried or sad, whatever it is. And then we have a secondary one. But the more you know, the more you grow. And don't tell a lie when you can learn to apply. Okay. And so that's it for today, you guys. I appreciate you all so very much. I'd stay in here and chat it up and offer you whatever information and insight I can that may be valuable for you and that you can please use. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to be jumping into this session. Looking forward to it. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one. And remember what I said today, and not just remember what I said, but really try it, apply it. Okay, you're very welcome. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.